In the previous video, we covered the first 7 slokas of chapter 9 titled Raja Vidya Guhya Yogam. At the outset in this chapter, Lord Krishna promises to reveal the most confidential and kingly wisdom, that is the Raja Vidya, which is also secretive, Guhyam, to the most eligible Arjuna. Lord Krishna tells that this Vidya is the king of all Vidyas. It is the purest, most dharmic and directly perceivable. So let us move to the 9th to the 15th slokas to gain more insights on this Raja Vidya. Prakritim swamavashtabhya visrujami punah punah bhutagramamimam kritsnam avasham prakriter vashat. Avashtabhyah swam prakritim. Avashtabhyah, wielding my external potency, that is, which is the material energy, my maya, that is Prakriti. So, wielding this Prakriti, Kritsnam Srijami. Srijami is create. So, I create the universe, I create everything, wielding my energy, which is the Prakriti. So, Kritsnam Avasham Bhutagramam Prakritehe Srijami. So, I procreate. Punaha, I procreate again and again these infinite living beings, Bhutagramam, according to Prakritehe, according to their nature, according to their karma. I create all these living beings, living entities again and again. So Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord, creates the living beings by Prakritim Swam Avastabhyah, that is wielding the divine external energy known as Prakriti. The creation of all living beings is done based on the 3 gunas, of course, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, as designated by the karma of the past lives. So the living beings undergo various transformations from birth to death and are manifested again and again. And even the Devatas and other beings in other lokas are not independent. They are all, the word avasham is used, which means they are not under their control. They are not independent. So these various infinite living beings, that is Bhutagramam, these infinite living entities, they are compelled to accept, because they are avasham, they are compelled to accept the form due to them according to their nature and their past karma. Nacha mam tani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmasu. Dhananjaya, that is Arjuna, Dhananjaya, conqueror of wealth. Teshu karmasu asaktam cha udasinavat asinam mam. So, mam, I am asaktam, teshu karmasu. With respect to all these activities, all the activities that are referred to in the previous shloka, the creation and the dissolution. So, I am asaktam, I am unattached when it comes to all these activities. Cha udasinavat, I am indifferent, I am neutral when it comes to all these activities. So, udasinavat asinam mam. So, I am neutral and unattached to all these activities. Tani karmani na nibadnanti. So, all these activities do not bind me. So, Lord Krishna tells that he is asaktam, unattached, udasinavat, indifferent, neutral. So, generally, what do? We all tend to say that God is merciless. But such complaints don't hold good, because the Lord is neutral and he is unattached. There are differences in creation. The Devatas have some divine powers. Humans are more intelligent than animals, and among humans also there are differences. But these inequalities are on account of the past karma of each of the living entities. So the Lord is completely neutral. All Atmas are eternal, of course, and they are accounted for. They take birth and manifest as per their karmas, and the Supreme Lord causes the creation and the dissolution of many universes on a continuous basis in a regulated cycle. Maya dyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetuna anena kaunteya jagadviparivartate. Kaunteya, Putra Arjuna, Adhyakshena Maya. Adhyaksha is supervision. So, under my supervision, Prakriti Sacharacharam Suyate. Suyate is create. So, Sacharacharam. Chara is move and Achara is non-moving. So, my Maya, my divine potency, that is my Prakriti, creates all the sacharacharam, all moving and non-moving entities. Anena hetuna jagat viparivartate. Due to this, the samsara cycle moves on. That is, the samsara cycle of creation and dissolution moves on. So, under the supervision of Lord Krishna, all moving and non-moving entities, living entities are created according to their karma. And according to their karma and their past actions, be it good or bad. So the word Maya Adhyakshena, under my supervision, Prakriti refers to the illusory external energy, the divine energy. So Lord Krishna directs this divine energy to do the creation. So Lord Krishna is the controller, supervisor of Maya, the divine potency, which manifests Prakriti that pervades all existence in the form of moving and non-moving entities. Lord Krishna keeps the wheel of creation and dissolution moving. Avajananti mam mudhaha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajanantaha mama bhuta maheshwaram. Mama param bhavam ajanantaha mudaha. Mudaha, fools, that is ignorant. The ignorant, mama parambhavam ajanantaha. They do not understand my parambhavam, my supreme nature. Manushim tanum ashritam bhuta maheshwaram avajananti. Avajananti, they deride. They deride whom? Bhuta maheshwaram. They deride the Bhuta maheshwaram, who is the ultimate, the Lord who is the ultimate controller, the Ishvara of all living beings. They deride such a param purusha. Manushim tanum ashritam, because he appears in human form, therefore they deride him. So in the previous shloka it was made clear that the Lord is a supervisor, controller of the perpetual cycle of creation and dissolution. Now when this is the case, why is it that people do not recognize his greatness and worship him as Bhuta Maheshwaram, as the Ishvara of all the living entities? This is because of the accumulation of sins. Mudaha, fools, ignorant persons, think of Lord as any other ordinary person in human form. They fail to recognize him as the omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent controller of all creation. They fail to recognize his transcendental spiritual nature and disregard their spiritual nature disguised in human form. So we all know of the stories of how the Daityas like Ravana and Duryodhana, they all fought Rama and Krishna. This is because of their ignorance. Because of their ignorance, they disregarded and disrespected him like any other ordinary being. And not only that, they also took pride in their own power and material possessions. Mogasha moga karmanaha moga jnana vicetasaha rakshasi masurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. Mogashaha moga karmanaha moga jnanaha vicetasaha. So moga ashaha, those with asha, moga ashaha, futile desires. Moga karmanaha, those who perform futile actions, that is they pursue futile endeavors. Moga jnanaha, that is those with futile wisdom. Vichetasaha, those with wavering mind. Rakshasim asurim mohinim prakriti eva shritaha. So they certainly assume disillusioned, demonic, wicked nature. So ignorant, deluded persons full of futile hopes and desires, that is mogashaha, pursue futile actions, moga karmanaha, and they have a wavering mind and their wisdom is also futile. So these persons assume demonic and cruel nature. Now this is a punishment for deriding and disrespecting the Supreme Lord. How they disrespect the Supreme Lord, that is mentioned in the previous shloka. So there is no success in their efforts because their aim by themselves is futile. Their knowledge is worthless as they are misguided by flawed concepts, and they have no discrimination as they are overcome by arrogance, pride and ignorance. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritimashritah bhavantyananya manasah nyatva bhutadimavyayam. Tu Partha, but Arjuna, Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha Mahatmanaha. those great Atmas, Mahatmas, Daivim Prakritim, with of divine nature, Mam Bhutadim Avyayam Nyatva. So they know me as Bhutadim, they know me as a Supreme Lord, pervading in all the entities, and they know me as Avyayam, Avyayam Nyatva, they know me as imperishable. So Ananya Manasaha Bhajanti. So they worship me with single-minded devotion. So the previous two shlokas was about those of demonic nature who deride the Lord, but then who then worships God? The question arises, who then worships Lord? Mahatmanaha, the great Atmas of Daivi Prakriti, they worship God. They fully understand the Lord as omnipresent, immutable and eternal, and they worship God. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataah namastyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Dridhavrataah satatam kirtayantaha cha yatantaha cha. So dridhavrataah, those with determination, satatam, continuously, kirtayantaha, they sing my divine glories. Cha yatantaha cha, they also strive to reach me, they resolutely strive to reach me. Mam namasyantaha nityayuktaha bhaktya mam upasate. So they namasyantaha, mam namasyantaha, they offer prayers to me. Nityayuktaha, they meditate on me. Bhaktya mam upasate, in loving devotion they worship me. So this sloka is in continuation of the previous 13th shloka. Previous 13th shloka, it spoke of those Mahatmas, those Mahatmanaha who worship the Lord with single-minded devotion. Now these Mahatmas, they chant the Lord's holy names, they sing His glories, offer divine service to Him and worship Him with pure bhakti. They strive, they yearn and strive to reach the Lord, desiring an eternal relationship with Him. To unite with Him, they control their senses, they follow strict codes of conduct, and they worship Him with loving devotion. Jnana-yajnena chapyanye yajanto mamupasate ekatvena pritatvena bahudha vishvato mukam. Anye mam jnana yajnena ekatvena yajantaha. Yajantaha is worship. So anye, others, mam jnana yajnena. So others offer jnana yajna, they offer knowledge sacrifice. Ekatvena yajantaha, they worship me in the non-separated oneness, in that one form they worship me. Apicha, many others, bahuda vishvato mukam pritatvena upasate. So others worship me whose cosmic form is a whole universe. Bahudaha pritatvena. So many others, they worship me as a form distinct, that is pritak is separate. So they worship me as a form distinct and separate from theirs. So the great Mahatmanaha described in the previous two shlokas. So these great Mahatmas, they have their own ways of worshipping the Lord. So some worship Him as the undifferentiated ekatvam, that is oneness. This means that they themselves and the Lord are not different, they are not separate, they are one and the same. Some others see the Lord as distinct and separate from themselves. Pritatvena, pritak is separate, distinct. So some other devotees, they worship the Lord as separate, distinct from the Lord. And then you have another group of persons, yet another set of persons who worship Him as Vishvato Mukam. These devotees perceive the divine in the vastness of the cosmic itself. So the sun, moon, mountains, rivers are all seen as the body of the Lord. So they meditate on that universal form. So whatever approach a devotee may adopt, they all draw him closer to the absolute truth. They draw him closer to the Supreme Lord. It's time to summarize what we've covered in this 58th video. In verse 8, Lord Krishna states that He repeatedly creates all beings at the start of each new age and He dissolves them at the end. He further explains that these actions do not bind Him in any way, as He remains neutral, indifferent and unattached to them. The material world with all its living, with all its moving and non-moving beings work under his direction, as he is the sole cause of all creation and dissolution. The ignorant mock him. They see him as an ordinary human because they do not understand his true, supreme and eternal nature. Those who are bewildered by this delusion have their own futile hopes, actions and knowledge, and these become useless and worthless, leading to demonic existence. The great souls, that is the Mahatmanaha, however, take shelter in his divine nature and worship him with a focused mind, knowing him to be the original and imperishable source. These great devotees always sing his glories, strive with firm resolve and bow down to him with love and devotion. These devotees, they have their own ways of worshipping the Lord. Some worship him as the undifferentiated oneness, that is, they see ekatvam. This means that they themselves and the Lord are not considered separate. Some others see the Lord as distinctly separate from themselves. And however they worship the Lord, whatever approach a devotee adopts, they all take him, draw him closer to the absolute truth, to the Supreme Lord.